once again, this is Intuitive Edge. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to my channel. So I want to talk right off the bat. I want to address any Trump haters out there. Now, I used to have a bunch of Trump haters on my channel, and I haven't seen too many of them recently. To each his own. But I want to address any of them out there because I have something I really want to pick your brain. And so if you'll indulge me just a few minutes of your time, please let me ask you a couple questions and then you can go your merry way. But I really want to make this distinction and this correlation here. I've been watching a couple of other YouTubers and watching the news, things happening in the realm of the WEF and Davos. And these global elitists are meeting and they're terrified of Trump returning to office. Now, let me back up just a moment and address this as it pertains to the average Trump-hating American liberal, okay? I'm curious because when you began hating Trump, okay, back in 16, maybe 15, if you remember right, what we were told was that Trump was a misogynist, Trump was a womanizer, Trump was, reduced to grab him by the, and he was made fun of a reporter, a disabled reporter. Now, a lot of stuff has come out about that, debunking that notion. However, a lot of people still cling to that Trump is this horrible, awful person. Now, the people in Davos right now are freaking out about Trump returning to power, as are the major media conglomerates and a lot of the far left. They're freaking out. Now, if you think about it in terms of global politics, if you have someone in the WEF that is freaking out about Trump, do you really think, now think about this, please think about this for a second. Do you really think that they would care one whit about mean tweets? About someone who's a womanizer? Someone who's a little rough around the edges? Gruff? The people at WEF and Davos don't care if someone has character flaws, okay? They wouldn't freak the F out over Trump possibly getting back into power enough to say something at their global convention and to have people being interviewed and talking about it. If he's just a womanizing, disgusting person, according to them, according to you, then why are they freaked out about him coming to power? That doesn't freak world leaders out. World leaders deal with people all the time that are a difficult or a challenge on a personal level. See, this is what I'm getting at. The liberal left people, you were told to hate Trump because he was a terrible person. It was personal. It was, he's gross, he's a womanizer, he's a misogynist. He tells men to, that men just want to grab women by the hoo-ha. And that's what you think. Mean tweets. Was mean to a disabled reporter. All of that. Again, which has been debunked. But anyway, for argument's sake, that's what you were told, why you should hate him. That's not why globalists hate someone and will do anything to keep them out of power. So you have to admit there's a disconnect somewhere, okay? I'm just saying, I'm trying to parse this out. There's a disconnect. Trump's a horrible, mean, whatever person. That's what some people believe, and they don't want to vote for him. They think he's terrible. That's not why globalist leaders don't want someone in power. They could care less if Trump allegedly did something to some woman, whatever. They don't care about that. So the natural question is, why? Why do they care, why do they care about Trump getting back into power? If the only reason not to vote for him is because he's a terrible person, that's not a reason that they would freak out. So, okay. So aside from any leftoids out there that happen to be listening to this, okay, all of my regular viewers out there, does this make sense? What I'm onto here, does this at all make sense? The reason we were given that Trump shouldn't be in office is because he's a terrible person on a personal level. Davos doesn't think that way. They deal with ayatollahs. They deal with whatever groups and sects out there. And they deal in policy, not personality. Policy, right? They want to implement the CBDCs, central bank digital currency, that where all your money is tracked, and they can turn it off at a moment's notice and you'll be left with nothing. That can happen. They're discussing it. They're discussing you guys eating bugs while they dine on Wagyu beef. Getting everybody used to the idea of fake meat, because the real meat they're going to keep for themselves. That's how these people think. So do you really think someone who is that disturbed in the mind would think, oh, the American, they are too moral of a people. Their morality is at stake. They need to pick someone that is of better moral character. Do you really think that some of the most immoral, evil people on the planet would be concerned about America choosing a moral leader? I think it is more likely that they're freaking out because Trump poses a threat to their power. That's what the goal of these elitists is. It's a 5-letter word, starts with a P. P-O-W-E-R. Power. That's all they care about. That's all they want. That's all they care about. Power. Well, and control too, but we'll start with power. Power. They don't care less. They could care less if Macron was a womanizer or Justin Trudeau was a something file. They could care less. What they do care about is their power and those that are a threat to it. So again, going back to the beginning when everybody started hating Trump. Why? Oh, he's a terrible person. That's not the same as what the WEF is obsessed with keeping Trump out of power for. They're not taking the moral high ground on this one. They're watching their own backs and their fleeting power grab. That's my take on that. Let's talk about Vivek. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been watching Vivek. Now, he's a smooth talker, says all the right things. And a couple of things I'm like, yeah, wow, he's saying some really powerful stuff. I kind of like this guy. Then I started getting a little bit leery of him. And so I'm going to take you on my journey, and then you let me know what you think of this. You may have a different take. That's okay. Vivek kind of came out of nowhere. And he gives great speeches. He's very well spoken. However, the last probably a month or so, I've been kind of thinking, I'm not sure about Vivek. He's too smooth. He's too polished. And he's too cozy trying to get in with Trump. And now some of you may like him. If you do, listen to me. Just hear me out. You can have your opinion. I'm not here to just say, hey, you can't have that opinion. Just hear me out. Hear my side. I think it's very possible that Vivek is a plant and that he is a globalist puppet. And I was thinking, he reminds me a lot about another man in politics that kind of came out of nowhere in 2007 and ran for president and was a really eloquent speaker, said all the right things, and really appealed to a lot of people, appealed to the center, appealed to Democrats, appealed to the center, and even appealed to a lot of Republicans, so much so that a lot of Republicans voted for this amazing young man, and they made him president, and his name was Barack Obama. I can't help but notice similarities between Barack Obama and Vivek. Just because they came out of nowhere. Who was Vivek? Had anybody ever heard of Vivek Ramaswamy in politics? He just like, boom, all of a sudden here's this guy who's saying all these amazing things and taking people by storm and really making a huge splash on the scene. And now he said some things, vote for me because, well, I'll pardon Trump or whatever he said to that lady in Iowa. He immediately suspended or canceled his campaign and endorsed Donald Trump. And now he's like, I just feel like there's something not right about this. He's too cozy. He's trying too hard to be VP. And I think that Trump, you have to know, Donald Trump is a very smart man. And I'm thinking what he's doing right now is he's holding his friends close and his enemies closer. I think Vivek's a plant. I don't think Vivek is legit. Now, we're going to do some cards here on that in a minute. Now, I'll be totally upfront and honest with you. If the cards come out, I lay the cards out, and the questions I ask, it looks like Vivek is like, he's totally legit. He is who he says he is. There's nothing that is secretive about him at all. He really is supportive, and he's really on Team Trump. I will be the first to say, you know what? Maybe I got it wrong. I got it wrong. Okay. I'm humble enough to eat humble pie when I have to, and I will, if that's the case. And we're going to settle this once and for all. So I've got my Aquarian Tarot deck. This deck is from the 70s. I love the artwork on it. Well, I have written out 7 questions. We're going to look at who he is, what motivates him. Is he loyal, truly loyal to Donald Trump? What do we need to know about Vivek? Is he an honest person? Is he hoping to be VP? And what does Donald Trump think of him? So those are my questions. Asking for the right and perfect cards to fall in the right and perfect order according to the highest and good, the highest best, the highest good. Asking for wisdom and guidance from my guides. Okay, so I just had 2 cards pop out as I was shuffling. We had the Ace of Swords, 3 of Swords. Ace of Swords is a card of victory, power, moving forward. 3 of Swords is, can indicate betrayal, loss, grief, sadness. It can indicate betrayal. So there could be something very treacherous connected with this whole thing. Let's see if my instincts are right. And again, I'll admit if I'm wrong, but let's see if I'm right. Wrong or right, let's see what the cards say. Okay, so who is he at his core? What motivates him? Okay, I just had the 9 of Pentacles pop out when I was talking about what motivates him. Money, that could be part of that. All right, let me shuffle up here. We're going to pull 7 cards, asking for the right and perfect cards. Okay, hold on, guys. It takes me a minute to shuffle. All right. So this is for Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek Ramaswamy, the 7 questions that I have, asking for guidance to lead me to the right cards. Okay, here we go. Okay, what motivates him? King of Swords. What motivates him? Well, this is being a leader, being in charge, being an innovative thinker, someone who likes to reign the airwaves, be out front, prominent. That king is a very strong king. Okay, next card. What motivates him? So who is he at his core? King of Swords. What motivates him? Ooh. Five of Pentacles. This is a card of abandonment or loss. Could be fear. He doesn't strike me as a fearful person, but you never know what motivates people at their very core. He could have some of that. I'm getting like attainment too, if you look at this card. I would love to look at the artwork. Attainment. Looking about what's above. What am I trying to achieve or attain? Does he truly support and is he fully loyal to Donald Trump? The Seven of Cups is a card of confusion. A card of too much on your plate. Too much on your plate. This tells me he's got a lot of different loyalties. He's got a lot of different loyalties, a lot of different things that he's working on right at the moment. I don't think it's all with Donald Trump. He's got a lot going on. He's probably a little ADHD. What do we need to know about him is the next question. King of Cups. Another leader. Sometimes the King of Cups can play on your emotions a little bit, give you a little bit of what you want to hear, but they are very persuasive. The King of Cups is a mastery of emotions, and they're very persuasive. So that's what we need to know, is that he's persuasive. Okay, number 5. Is Vivek an honest person? The 8 of Cups. A card of kind of change, having to move on, move away from something. He could be moving on or moving away from something in his past, trying to move, maybe change the focus a little bit with that moon there. Doesn't really want the light to be shed on something that he's maybe got in his past. So he could, whether or not he's overtly dishonest, maybe that's a little strong, but to me this is like we're moving away from something that we want hidden, don't want to have to deal with, or having to move away and face something else. Is he hoping to be VP? Yes. Yes. Oh God. This doesn't even need me to comment. Yeah, he wants to be Veep. What does Donald Trump think of him? Okay, this is interesting. I was going to set this down. Before I do, we'll just put the bottom card. That's the Tower. Okay. Okay, what does Donald Trump think of him? That's a card of a hard worker. Probably thinks maybe Donald Trump maybe admires his hard work. Maybe he's somebody that maybe he's a little bit like Donald Trump in some ways. He's somebody who's kind of self-made, very powerful, very persuasive in his own way, and he's a hard worker. Maybe he has a strong work ethic. And Donald Trump may think that that's a good thing. Okay. I should have asked one more question, but I didn't. And that is Donald Trump considering him for VP? I asked that before I did this video, and I didn't sense that, but so underneath all of this is the Tower. So this card brings radical shifting changes, sweeping changes. There could be something connected to Ramaswamy that's got some energy of upheaval with it. I don't think I answered all of my questions about this. It's not conclusive to me whether he's a plant. I do think he's maybe a little less than 100% honest. He's probably got stuff. Maybe he's got stuff in his past that he doesn't want dug up, or he's trying to, move on from. That I think is true. So I think the jury is still out on whether he is a rat and a snake. Some people were saying Donald Trump was reaching for his snake poem, yeah, right when Vivek was talking, and that was a signal or a sign that Donald Trump knows. I don't know if that's true or not. If it is, Donald Trump does know. He's smart, and I think he will pick up on that. And he would be smart to hold Vivek and kind of let Vivek shine a little bit. Donald Trump kind of does that. Have you noticed? He'll bring somebody out, let them shine, and then Donald Trump kind of sits back and observes how they handle that. So, yeah, not conclusive, but interesting. We'll see what happens more with this. Maybe I'll do some more cards on it in another video and get a little more conclusive. I still think personally that Vivek's a little something to kind of watch. I'm not on board. I'm not on the Vivek train. Not a bit. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. It was a little all over the place. Kind of interesting about, you know, the Davos thing. I'm just seeing those people freaking out about Trump. Just freaking out. I was like, okay, that doesn't make sense. Those people don't care about someone's proclivities. They care about power. And Donald Trump obviously poses a threat to their power. So, all right, that's all I have for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being with me. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.